What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Philip the Deuces. There you go, baby.
What's up, boys and girls? Good afternoon. Welcome to Cage Side with Christopher James. I am Christopher James. That's me. How you guys doing today? Good to have you on board the show. We are live today for 2 episodes. Right now, we're going to do our first episode, and then we will come back at 7 p.m. tonight with Jimmy Rivera from BKFC, and Rosa Nation will be taking over the show as Charles and Lucas Rosa join us on the show. Both are MMA fighters. Both are awesome. Charles used to fight in the UFC. His brother Lucas is working his way to possibly getting to the UFC. They're both doing phenomenal on the regional scene right now. So we're happy to bring them on and give them some props and all that other fun stuff. And we'll have Tyler Diamond on here in just a moment. Let me just shoot him a quick message. He's in the green room, but it's a weird screen. Oh, there he is. I see him now. He is in the green room, and we're going to bring him in early. He's in the car. He's driving along. He looks like he's happy. So let's get him started for you right now from the PFL. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man himself, Tyler Diamond, joining us on the show this afternoon. Tyler, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how's it going, Chris?
Oh, same shit, smaller shovel, my friend. Same shit, smaller shovel.
Right on.
So how are you today, man?
I'm doing good. Just I never know what the hell I'm going to be doing. So whenever people like you hit me up to do stuff like this, I always love doing it, but I don't know what my schedule entails. So I happen to be driving, but that's all right.
Works for me as long as you don't get into an accident. We don't want that on the show.
No, I get a lot of practice. I drive an hour and a half to, and then an hour and a half from practice every single day.
Really?
I do.
I didn't realize you lived that far away from your training camp.
Yeah, I used to live in Sacramento, but then I moved up to Paradise, where my wife is from, because we wanted to build a house and where we wanted to raise our family and all that. So I told her, hey, I'm the man. I'm the one who should be making the sacrifices. So if I got to sacrifice, just an hour and a half of drive, then so be it.
Yeah, get out of the city and let your kids experience a little country lifestyle. And
yeah.
I see you all the time posting stuff with your kids, man. And I got to tell you, I have my grandson. He's 5 years old, and he lives with me and my wife and my daughter and my mother. And it's a pleasure to have him around. I forgot how much fun little kids are. And I see how much fun you have with your kids, man. How has that changed your life being a dad now for 2?
It just makes you realize that fighting isn't really a big deal, in comparison to your wife and your kids. Like you just put everything into perspective. Like that's number one. That's what's important, because at one time fighting was everything for me, right? But it's just not anymore. Like it's something I do, and I'm disciplined. So I train hard. It's what I do for money, and it's great. But it's not everything. Family's everything.
Family is 100% everything. And that's not just what you do. You have the food business that you're doing, right? Break that down for everybody.
Yeah, I have a meal prep company. We're in year 5, so we're doing very well year after year. We're improving. Sales are increasing even in Joe Biden's economy, even though who knows whose economy it is now. He's gone. So Kamala Harris' economy, I don't know whose economy it is, but it's not an economy that works for you or I'll tell you that. But you know what? We're doing all right. We have very good customer acquisition. We have a very good customer retention rate.
Oh, we lost him there for a second. Somebody's probably trying to call him or page him or text him or something. So he'll be back in just a second. Somebody tried to call you? I lost your audio. I can't hear you. Oh, there you go.
Okay. Sorry, I'm probably going to get interrupted multiple times. Everyone in the mom calls me every day. But, yeah, got a successful meal prep company that just serves the county that I live in, and it's doing very well.
Yeah, with your meal prep company, is that stuff that is, and I think we talked about this last time I had you on the show, but I don't remember, so I'm just going to ask again. Is it something that's shippable where you could actually sell out of state?
No, I haven't even tried going that route honestly yet, man, because we do so well just selling locally that instead of focusing on shipping, what I'm actually focusing on, so we have a direct consumer model where people order ahead of time. They either pick up the kitchen or it gets delivered straight to their house, right? But
Right.
another implementation that I'm doing before I even get into shipping and all that, because that can get messy, is I'm creating micro markets within my county at prevalent locations that have a lot of foot traffic. So gyms, hospitals, etc. Essentially, it's basically a fridge that has a self-serve kiosk. So you grab a meal, you tap your card, and boom, it's good to go. You can heat and eat right there, or if it's a salad or wrap, you just basically eat it right then and there. So that's kind of what I'm focused on at the moment.
That's kind of cool that you're able to do that with hospitals and things of that nature. I would have never thought of that for meal prep, since most hospitals have in-house kitchens and they do all the food prep themselves. Did you catch that?
I did, yeah. So this will be more for the staff at the hospital, because you got to think there's hundreds of staffs at hospitals, and they're tired of eating the same old things at the cafeteria down there, and they're tired of going out to eat. So if I can give them
That was another phone call, I'm guessing. Yeah, and you guys, if you're watching, feel free to jump in on the comments. You're watching Cage Side with Christopher James on Fight Bananas. We're talking with Tyler Diamond. You can hear the audio. His picture's gone. He'll be back in a second. There he is.
Well, I told you. So, man, doing anything like this is so hard. I get so many phone calls every day.
Hey, that's part of.
I've gotten. I don't know how long we've been on, but I've gotten 2 calls from 2 different people, and I've had to text both of them. Please do not call right now.
Hey, that's the good part about, it's not a bad problem to have. People are calling you about business and stuff like that, of that nature, because that just means you're successful and you're doing well. And they can interrupt us as many times as they want. It's okay, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't stress about that.
For sure. Thank you.
Oh, of course. Now, it's funny. I don't normally talk politics on the show, but I do see on your post, how, strongly you feel about our economy and the way America is running today. So what's your thoughts on Joe Biden putting out the message yesterday that he is now going to pull out of the presidential race, and he's endorsing Kamala Harris, and Obama isn't endorsing Kamala right now, but that causes a problem for the Democrats, because the only way the money that was raised by the Biden-Harris campaign can be used for a campaign is if Kamala actually runs. You live in California, so you have to deal with Newsom, and I believe, if I'm correct, that Kamala is from your state as well. So you've been dealing with this woman for quite some time. So
Yep.
your insight might be better than mine. So tell me about it.
Well, I mean, I think by and large, most politicians are piece of traps, but especially when they got a D next to their name, to be honest. And yeah, I'm biased, but I do live in California. I got to deal with loony liberals all the time. And, I'm a very logical, factual person, so that I run off of facts and logic. And nowadays, the current Democratic Party is not the Democratic Party of the 1960s that was respectable, in my opinion, with JFK and things like that. The party has gone so far. I mean, RFK, a guy that I admire, left the party, and he actually says, "Hey, I didn't leave the party left me." And I really feel like that's the case for a lot of Democrats, unfortunately. But
another phone call. Hang on, guys. He'll be right back. Like I was saying, you're watching Cage Side with Christopher James live on Fight Bananas. We are talking with Tyler Diamond. There he is.
Third call, third person.
It's okay, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. If you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, man.
Do you want to click out and come back in? Can you hear me now? I can hear you. Check, check.
Okay, I can hear you now.
All right, we got it.
Yeah, well, anyway, long story short, I'm happy that Joe Biden dropped out. I mean, his cognitive decline is obvious, whether you're Democrat, Republican, or not. Like, whether you like the guy or hate him, he shouldn't be in office. He should be living out his final days in peace, not with his finger over the nuclear warhead button. So, yeah, I think I don't know. I think the state of the country is pretty sad, to be honest. But I would.
Yeah, I think the state our country's in right now is bad. I think, when Biden sends out a message saying that he's pulling out of the campaign, basically he's saying he's not equipped to run anymore, which says to me he's not equipped to sit behind the Oval Office anymore. So this is a crazy time for our country right now, and it's got me a little bit terrified, because I just don't know what's going to happen, and that sucks. Yeah, you're breaking up. I know he's driving right now, guys, so he might hit a dead spot right there. Forrest is switching to his YouTube. Cool. I had Nate on the show a couple of weeks ago. There you are.
Cool.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, cool. All right, so since we're seem to be hitting we lost him completely right there. Oops. He'll be right back in, but guys, don't forget Boxing Bananas coming up this week. Tomorrow at 1 p.m., Dave Van Auken and the crew will be on with Elle Dawson and Maddie Levine. They also do a show on Sunday mornings, The Morning Brew. It's a pretty cool show. They do about half an hour to an hour, depending on what's going on that day. While we're waiting for Tyler to come back, we had Mike Perry and Jake Paul over the weekend. Mike Perry lost 6-round TKO. I called it a TKO. I think they announced it as a KO, but he was on his feet and the referee stopped the fight when he tried to regain his composure after getting knocked down. A lot of people were talking smack about Mike Perry after the fight, which I was a little pissed off about. I'm a friend of Mike's, and it was a bunch of bullshit, but that's the way it goes. We'll talk about that tonight. Mike Perry and Jake Paul will cover that tonight. Maybe we'll talk about it now. Did you see that fight, Tyler? Mike and Jake Paul?
I didn't. I haven't sat and watched a single Jake Paul fight. I just kind of watched the highlights, and it just looked like a classic case of a guy who's bigger than the other guy, and Jake Paul's got skills for sure.
Absolutely. I've never watched a Jake Paul fight live either. I watched this one because it was Mike Perry, and Mike Perry is a friend of mine. I've known him since the regional scene before he ever hit the UFC. I announced him a couple of times back then. I'm a Mike Perry fan for life. Always have been, always will be. I don't care if he smacks an old guy at the bar. If the old guy at the bar gets lippy, fucking, talk shit, get hit. That's the way it goes. I mean,
yeah, it's kind of hard not to like a guy like him.
It really is. That's why I love Sean Strickland too. Sean Strickland's the fucking man. He cracks me up.
Yeah, funny. He's pretty shit.
Yep, he does. He does say some crazy stuff. Yeah. All right. So let's see. We've got some questions from the crowd here. Tyler. Oh, we lost him again for a second. We'll ask this question as soon as he comes back in.
Just got another phone call.
It's okay. All right, so I got a question for you from the crowd. It says, Tyler, what's the difference in your mindset and training in general from 0-1-0 2023 season record to now having a 1-0-0 record this season? And he's predicting a win for you against Enrique Barzola.
Yeah, actually do this year. So, yeah, if his prediction comes to fruition, I'll be 3-0 this year.
That's right.
Really, there's no difference in mindset. I've had the same mindset my whole career. I think the biggest thing is I'm financially comfortable now. I'm set in who I am as a man. Like, I already feel like I'm a millionaire. So a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. You know, when I did go 0-1 in 2023 against Mo Vliet, it was kind of a short notice fight, and I actually separated my shoulder 6 days before that fight. I never told anybody, but it was definitely a factor. I mean, I could barely throw a punch. I tried getting a cortisone shot or whatever it's called. The Athletic Commission approved for me to do that, but it did nothing. It did nothing for sure. So that sucked.
Yeah, I can understand getting treatment and the treatment not working. That's got to suck. This fight takes place August 23rd, Washington, D.C. Have you ever fought in the nation's capital before?
I haven't.
I've never been there for a fight. It should be a good show. It's a pretty good town, and you'll be pulling people from Baltimore and Maryland as well. And I'm sure some other close states will probably drive in to see it. You've been with the PFL now for a few years now. Is the PFL the final stop for Tyler Diamond, or is the UFC still something that's in your rear view, you know, in the back of your mind that, you know, you still want to compete there?
You never know what's around the bend. Right now, I'm happy with being with PFL. You know, I don't know how much longer I'll be fighting, to be honest. So I really don't know. If the final stop is PFL, I'm totally fine. If somehow I end up getting a stint with UFC, it'd be to my surprise, but that'd be fine with me too. You know, for me at this stage of the game, it's just all about making money.
Yeah, I understand that. And you know, PFL, you know, pays decent. So I'm glad that you feel financially secure between your business of your meal prep and your fighting career. It's nice to see that you've achieved some kind of harmonious balance in your life, you know, with the kids, with the wife, with, you know, having your own business and having the fight thing. Whereas you said before, the fight thing was all your life was about, and now you've found all that balance in life. Enrique Barzola, let me bring this up here. Enrique Barzola is 29-2. You're coming in at 14-3. If I'm correct in that, let me look at that, make sure I'm right. Yep, 14-3.
I don't think his record's 29-2. I think his record's like 25-10 or something.
No, it's 20 wins, 9 losses, 2 draws, or no contest.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, 29-2. Got it. Yeah.
Didn't mean to throw you off there. Oh, did he get a phone? Yeah, no, he's not 29-2. I'd have been like, wait a minute, who the fuck am I fighting?
Yeah, no shit. What Enrique Barzola is?
I love it, man. So tell us about your preparation for this fight. What do you have to be aware of from Enrique to come out successful on the 23rd in August?
I mean, there's so much fight footage of the guy. There's nothing that I need to particularly be wary of, like anything new. You know, he is who he is. He fights how he fights. Same thing with me. Throws a lot of hard looping punches, but the biggest thing is he's just in your face, like, and he doesn't stop fighting. He's a lot like me, you know, like, and he's just got that tough, you know, Peruvian mindset. You know, he just doesn't give a fuck, and I love that. Honestly, like, this is such a great fight for the fans. Like, it's just be a battle of wills between us.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I like the matchup. I like how it played out that you got this fight. And I'm going to ask you a question because I don't remember, and I had it written down somewhere, and my desk is a mess. Are you still in the playoff, or are you out of the playoff?
I am the number one alternate.
Okay.
So Right now I'm fighting Enrique Barzola, but on fight day, literally on fight morning, they could hit me up and say, hey, Brendan Loughnane is in the hospital. He got sick. You're now fighting Kai Kamaka. Like, it could literally happen like that.
Right. And you're okay with that.
Either way, I'm fighting and I'm making my money, and I'm happy about that.
That's awesome. And if that happened, you'd take the fight, right there on that day. So is there anything different that we're going to see from you in this fight, or are we going to see the Tyler Diamond we all know and love?
Well, in both of these fights this year, I haven't really gotten to showcase a lot of things I've been working on, especially the last fight. Like the last fight, Brett Johns really surprised me. He tried taking me down the whole time, and that I didn't expect that. But anyway, I've been working on my stand-up quite a bit. My grappling is definitely a strong suit. It's still something I do every single day, but my stand-up has really been something that I've refined a ton since you guys saw me in, my first fight with PFL to now. So, yeah, I'm excited to show a little bit of that. And I think this opponent with Enrique Barzola will allow me to do that.
Yeah, I'd like to see the improved striking game, the stand-up game. And like you said, you work every day. You travel back and forth an hour and a half every day, working on your skill. And I like the fact that you're wrestling in your ground game. You're working hard on that every day because that's your bread and butter. But that you've made a commitment to improve the striking in the stand-up, because in this day and age, you have to have it all. You have to be well-rounded. The days of being a one-dimensional fighter like Ronda Rousey was, those are gone. You're not going to survive that long. I think a guy like Alex Pereira, who is winning, all his fights on his feet, what an accomplishment list he has this last year. But I think he's the last of a breed, like a special guy that can survive without having the strong wrestling and grappling, because he's so dangerous on his feet. But in reality, to survive in the world of modern MMA, you have to have wrestling, you have to have grappling, you have to have jiu-jitsu, you have to have striking skills. If you don't have one of those, you're not going to go very far, right?
Yeah, and you have to be able to compete with the best in each one of those disciplines. You got to be able to wrestle with the best wrestlers and box with the best boxers and be able to compete with those guys.
Yeah, so I normally don't ask for predictions from fighters, because some fighters don't like to talk about, but I'm going to ask, and if you don't want to answer, you don't have to. Do you see a prediction on how this fight plays out for Tyler Diamond?
Well, I know the popular answer is like, oh, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to finish him. But, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. He's only been finished one time in close to 30 professional fights. I have the ability of doing that, but odds are I'm just going to grind out a decision on this guy. I mean, obviously I'm going for the finish the whole time. I'm going to be looking for it. But, dude, he's tough. Like, he's super tough, and I'm super tough. So, unless we fought for 2 hours straight, one of us probably isn't going to get finished. So, I think it's just me a super exciting war.
Could you fight for 2 hours straight?
Definitely.
That would be one fucking awesome. Maybe they should do that. Maybe I'm going to start my own fight league. Call it 2-hour rounds, and just put guys out there for 2 hours, and whoever walks the fuck out is the winner.
Yeah, I mean, if they just had like, hey, you fight till somebody gets finished, and it could end up going 2 hours or whatever, like that'd be fine with me as long as I got paid really well.
Yeah, I mean, fucking here they are, Tyler Diamond and Enrique Barzola in a no time limit match. May the best man win.
Yeah, that would be sick, actually.
All right, so when I start the league, I'm going to sign you, dude. So just you're going to be my face.
Perfect. I'm in.
I love it. Is there a fighter outside of PFL or in PFL or UFC, Bellator, ONE? Is there a fighter that you really admire? And I don't just mean, you like because they're a winning fighter all the time or they're a champion. Is there somebody out there that you just admire for how they handle life as a fighter and business as a fighter?
Man, that's a great question. the one guy that comes to mind instantly, no longer fighting, but I see him every single day is our head coach, Uriah Faber. I tell all the young guys, like, hey, that guy has laid the blueprint for success in this gym. You get to see him every single day, like, just soak up his knowledge and do what he does, not just on the mats, but in a business sense too. He's done very well for himself. And I know there's other fighters, like there's a lot of fighters out there like that I highly admire, that I feel like do the right things and make the right decisions. But the one person that really comes to mind is Faber.
Yeah, and that's a good person to admire. I met him years ago, a couple different times. We actually did an event together for the XFC. He was doing a color commentary, and I was ring announcing. And just listen to the guy talk and understanding what he's saying. If you listen properly, he does tell you so many good things about life, not just as a fighter, but just in general in life, and how to be smart with your money and all of that nature, and starting a business and doing those things, and I know he's got his promotion, A1 Combat, and they're doing really good fights. I'm really excited to see how they've been growing. So that's an excellent answer to what you said was a good question. So we hit a home run there, Tyler. What's your
thanks.
What's your favorite sport outside of MMA?
I'm not a huge sports guy, actually.
You froze up there a little bit. So
I rarely even. I was just saying that I'm really not like a sports guy. I love wrestling. I wrestled my whole life, so I'm coaching wrestling now, and I just love the lessons that instills in kids. I'm forever grateful for the lessons that it taught me. But yeah, I'm just not a huge sports guy, man. I can't really say I even have a favorite outside of MMA. I mean, I guess it would be wrestling, but that's not something I watch on TV necessarily. I love hunting, man. I love hanging out with my family and getting outdoors and things of that nature. That's what I really love.
That's awesome. Like I said, I see you with your kids all the time doing cool stuff like that, teaching them how to survive off the land and be able to provide for themselves, so they don't have to worry about the man. So it's like something you get to enjoy, and it provides valuable life lessons, and you just can't go wrong with it. What was I going to ask you? My mind just went because I was reading it. Oh, here we go. I'll ask this question from one of our viewers. He said, Tyler, what's your favorite kind of music and movies? Like, what do you do for entertainment outside of hunting and stuff like that?
Honestly, I crave being productive and being as efficient as I can with my time. So, whenever I drive, I'm making calls. I mean, before you and I linked up, I probably made about 4 or 5 phone calls in some sort of business regards. So really, so for example, I'm building a chicken coop right now for my wife. And when I do something, I'm like a go big or go home guy. So everyone that sees this coop I'm building is like, holy shit, I thought you were building a chicken coop. I didn't know you were building a chicken mansion, Dude, I'm like $3,000 into this damn chicken coop right now that I'm building, but it's so badass. And I just like being efficient, and I love being productive. And every single day I train twice. I work on the chicken coop a little bit. I play with the kids. I do everything I need to do for my business. I mean, there's a lot of hours in the day, so I don't really spend much time at all, like watching TV or anything like that. I'm usually outside, just being efficient, improving my yard, improving my house in some way every single day. So max efficiency is what I enjoy.
Is there anything? Are there any pictures of this chicken coop like being built here on your Facebook page?
No, I actually haven't uploaded too much. Honestly, I get in such a bad habit of just like working, and I'll work till dark, and then can't take pictures at night. I never really stop and admire it. I'm just like nose to the grindstone, just work. But I that would be a good idea if I start taking some progress pictures.
Yeah, it would be cool because I'd like to see the work, and this could be another business for you. You build an incredible chicken mansion. Other chicken farmers or potential chicken farmers might say, "Hey, can you build me one?" And here's another business for Tyler Diamond.
Yeah, people getting chickens is super popular right now, which understandably so. Price of eggs is rising again, and it's just a really fun thing for your kids, to go out and feed and water the chickens every morning and collect eggs and all that. So it's a cool thing.
Yeah, I see a lot of people doing it. My sister-in-law down in Naples, Florida, she had a bunch of chickens, and then I guess the raccoons came in and killed all the chickens. So I don't know if they restarted. My mother-in-law.
I'm telling you, with this coop I'm building, I won't have to worry about raccoons, foxes, nothing. Ain't nothing getting into this thing.
By the way, the picture of the Traeger grill tri-tip for sale on your website, I'm looking at this picture right now, and I'm having like a food orgasm in my mind right now because that just looks so damn good, dude. And if this is the quality of food that you're serving and selling, there's no reason to even think that you'll never, that this won't be a thing you'll be able to do for the rest of your life successfully. Because one of the hard things I've seen about, meat companies and meal prep companies is sometimes, for the price you pay, the quality of food.
Their quality is terrible.
Yeah.
Their quality is garbage. And that's what sets us apart. That's why we're in year 5 of business and we're growing so rapidly year after year, because our quality is so well. So yeah, I don't mess around when it comes to quality. There's a lot of things we can do to cut corners to save on time, but that what's important to me is maintaining our quality and improving it year after year.
Well, like I said, and I've seen some of your other pictures of the food you sell too, but that one right there, that's just beautiful meat. It looks so healthy and refreshing, and like just I want to go eat some. I'm gonna have to come to California just to eat some of your food.
Hey, and I'd come out anytime. That'd be a pleasure.
All right, man. But I'm only gonna stay for like the day, and then I'm getting out of there because I don't like California.
I will tell you. So I hate the state of California, like the government and how it's ran and some of the rules and regulations we have here. But where I live in Paradise, California, it's like a slice of heaven, really Butte County as a whole. It's a whole different place. It's really incredible, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've seen pictures of your house and stuff like that. So it looks like you live in a nice area, comfortable community. The cost of living in California is so ridiculous. And, to get gas for your car and food and everything else, it's just beyond out of control. It is. Now they want to, make it all electric cars. The power grid can't handle the power now. If everybody has an electric car, California is just going to fucking be in a blackout all the time. And some of the things they're doing with kids, where now, counselors and psychiatrists can talk to your kids about their gender, and they don't have to inform the parent about those conversations. I hope you're homeschooling your kids.
So that's interesting you bring that up. Me and my wife and another business partner actually started a private school. So that was some of my phone calls before I linked up with you, because
it's funny.
Another phone call.
Every time we get to the good stuff, you get a phone call.
Dude, it's unreal. It's unreal. So I tell people this all the time, and I feel like they don't believe me how many phone calls I get every day. But anyway, we're starting a private school. We're starting a private ministry association. So we're not government funded. It's all private. And yeah, we're super excited about that.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. That's a huge undertaking. To want to shape and educate the young minds of America so they get the right education instead of getting this mass mandated crap education that's being offered in the public school system all across our country. So I think out of all the stuff that you're doing, that impresses me the most.
Yeah, it's I tell people all the time, It's something that's much bigger than myself. You know, it's not for money, because I don't see how I'll ever make money doing it, to be honest with you. But it's just what I'm just providing a service in my community that I feel like needs to be there. There's no private Christian schools in town post fire, because the whole town burnt down. So we're bringing that back up on the ridge, and I think a lot of people are super excited about it.
Yep, I'm excited about it. I don't even live there, but I might ship my grandson out to you in California so you could teach him proper.
Yeah, just the correct education. You know, I'm just wanting to teach kids who they are as individuals, and teach them about the Lord. You know, and what He created here on this earth, and just teach them to have a love for their country. And you know, although we obviously have some problems, we still have it so well here. You know,
absolutely,
and just to be fortunate of that every day. And yeah, well, I'm just, like I said, I'm super excited to implement that in my community.
That's awesome, man. And like, I'm proud of you for doing that too, because a lot of people wouldn't undertake that. You know, it's a huge responsibility. So really, that's awesome news, man. That's like great. Before we let you go, I got two more things for you. What's the website for anybody that wants to actually check out your food product and, you know, maybe have you ship it to them? You know, I know you're local and everything, but maybe somebody that's watching the show today wants to check it out and is willing to take the risk of shipping.
Yeah, and if they just want some food inspiration, they can go to there and check out what we do. But my meal prep company is called Diamond Dash Meal Prep Service. So if you just Google Diamond Dash Meal Prep, it should pop right up on there.
Perfect. And the last thing from me, you know, I asked you, you know, is the UFC still something you want to do? You said if PFL is your last stop, you're fine with that. But would you ever do straight bare knuckle or bare knuckle MMA?
You know, when it first popped up, I was like, dude, there's no way in hell I would do that. But honestly, if the money was right, I'll do it. You know, I'm seeing how much money people are making doing it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I would do that for some shekels, you know. So yeah, not out of the equation.
That's awesome. Well, you know, if you decide to, you know, throw your hat to like bare knuckle MMA, let me know, because I sometimes work for Game Bred Bare Knuckle MMA. Yeah, actually, they're the only company that's really doing bare knuckle MMA. So if you ever need the hookup to get connected to the matchmakers, let me know, and I'll definitely reach out on your behalf. There is one more thing I got to remember to ask this to all the fighters I'm talking to, you know, now that I'm back on doing these shows. What's your thoughts on Power Slap, dude?
Oh, I think it's retarded. I think it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I think, and I'll die on that hill. I think it is just, I can't say enough bad things about it.
And it's crazy how it, you know, Dana White makes all these claims about how big it really is and the numbers they're doing. And if you actually go look at some of the videos that they've posted and shared and from their events, he may be exaggerating the numbers a little bit, but not that much, man. People watch this shit and tune in, and I can't figure out why, because standing there just watching somebody get slapped in the face doesn't entertain me. You know, watching two people engage in a fight, watching you and like Enrique engage in a fight in a month, that's going to excite me, because you guys are both, you know, have a chance to do something. You're both trying to hurt each other. That's what I want to see in a fight. Just standing there and letting somebody slap you, you can't flinch. You just got to stand there like this.
Yeah, it's. Listen, I like Dana White, but he's being a professional gaslighter on this. Come on.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, listen, brother, I'll let you go so you can answer some of these phone calls. I thank you for taking the time. We wish you the best of luck in your upcoming fight. Guys, this is Tyler Diamond. He's fighting Enrique Barzola August 23rd for PFL. And it is in Washington, D.C. If you want to go, go to the ticket website and get tickets. If you're not going to go, it will be on ESPN Plus, I believe, so you can watch it there. Any last things, any last words before you dip out, brother?
No, thanks for saving me a bunch of phone calls. It's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too, man.
Guys,
It's been
get a
too
little
long.
break.
Yeah, hey, well, it's been too long, and now that I'm back doing shows again, I'm going to keep you in my regular rotation. You're somebody I truly respect and admire. I love what you're doing, not just in the fight game, but just in life in general as a human being and a citizen. And even if you retire from fighting, I'll still have you on my show because I just like talking to you.
Right on. I really appreciate that, Chris. Thank you.
Absolutely. Be well, brother. Drive safe, and we'll talk again soon. Good luck August 23rd.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Of course. Boys and girls, that was Tyler Diamond. Oh, man. Diamond Meal Prep is the website, so go check that out. He's going to be starting his own school for helping to educate the children of America, so that's awesome. Because the public school system today sucks. I'm terrified that my grandson is going into public school. This year he's starting kindergarten. I'm horrified and afraid to send him. So who knows, maybe I might have to, be homeschool grandpa and then figure out another career for myself, and try to, pay the bills and take care of my grandson like that. I don't know. There's so much to, put into that, but who knows? We'll see. Anyway, don't forget, we're coming back tonight with Jimmy Rivera from BKFC. He's going to be fighting Kai Stewart for the 145-pound title. We're going to be talking to Rosa Nation as they take over the show. Charles and Lucas Rosa, the Fighting Rosa brothers. So tune in. We'll see you guys at 7 o'clock. Don't forget, you've been watching Kate's Eye with Christopher James on Fight Bananas, and we'll see you again at 7 o'clock tonight. Thanks for being a part of my life and allowing me to be a part of yours for just a little while. I can never put into words what that truly means to me. And that's it, kids. We are out of here. Goodbye. See you at 7.